I am Dr. Rahul Sharma and I would be sharing with you the application of one-way ANOVA or one-way analysis of variance. This is also called as one-factor ANOVA. One-way ANOVA or one-factor ANOVA is used to determine whether there are any statistically significant differences between the means of three or more independent groups, that is, unrelated groups. So, in simple terms, in order to apply one factor ANOVA or one way ANOVA, we need to have two variables, one independent variable and one dependent variable. The independent variable should have three or more than three unrelated groups. This is the condition for the application of one way ANOVA. Let us consider an hypothetical example which goes like this. A university offers three types of specialization options to its students: specialization 1, specialization 2, and specialization 3. So every student needs to opt for one specialization, and one student can opt for only one specialization, either 1, 2, or 3. Now, a placement officer is interested to find out whether the initial salary package across the three different type of specialization areas is same or not among the students. In this case, independent variable is our specialization area where we are having three different unrelated groups. That is students who opted for specialization 1, students who opted for specialization 2, and students those have opted for specialization 3. And our dependent variable in this case is initial salary package. Now, in case of dependent variable, across the different unrelated groups that you are considering, if the n is same across all the groups, that is in this case, in case of specialization 1, 15 random students have been selected. In specialization 2, 15 students have been selected. And for specialization 3 again, the data of 15 students have been taken. So across the three groups, the n is 15 for each. When the scenario is like this, we would call such an ANOVA as balanced one-way ANOVA. That is, as the number of students considered across each group of independent variable are same, so this test over here would be called as balanced one-way ANOVA. In order to apply one-way ANOVA, there are certain assumptions or conditions that needs to be met. First being, the dependent variable should be measured at interval or ratio level. In our case, it is the initial salary of the student. Then the independent variable should consist of categorical independent groups. In our case, there are three unrelated groups which are of specialization 1, 2, and 3. Then there should be independence of observations, which simply means that there must be no participant being in more than one group. In our case, one student can only opt for one specialization area. So this condition is also met. Now, being the parametric test, there is this assumption of dependent variable to follow approximate normal distribution also needs to be considered for one factor ANOVA. How to check for that? Let me show you. Considering the data provided to us, we need to define two variables: the independent variable of specialization area and the dependent or test variable of salary. In case of our independent variable, there are three unrelated groups. So under values, these three groups have been defined as specialization 1, 2, and 3. So our variables are defined like this: specialization area and salary, and the data has been punched over here. So in each group there the n is 15. So in total we have 45 respondents with us. Now, in order to check for normality of distribution, we need to go to the menu of analyze, go to descriptive statistics and choose the option of explore. Under the option of explore, our initial salary is the dependent variable or the test variable. We would be bringing it under the dependents list, and our area of specialization is would be coming under this factors list. Now click on plots and choose the option of normality plots with test. Now simply click on OK. You would be receiving the output window. In the output window, first of all, we are checking this case processing summary table, in which we are able to see that all the entities in every group have been considered, so there are no missing values. So straightforward, I am moving to the test of normality. As the sample size over here is 45, means it is less than 50. So we would be considering the results provided by Shapiro-Wilks test. In case of Shapiro-Wilks test, for all the three groups under consideration, the significance value is more than 0.05, which simply tells us that the data is following normal distribution in all the three groups. So we have met this condition for the application of one-way ANOVA. Now there is only one assumption which is left to be checked for, and that is of homogeneity of variances. That is, we need to check for whether the data set exhibits homogeneity of variance or not. For the application of one-way ANOVA, the dataset must exhibit homogeneity of variance. So let us check for that and apply our one-way ANOVA. In order to apply one-way ANOVA, I would be going to the menu of analyze, then to compare means, and I would be choosing the option of one-way ANOVA. One-way ANOVA dialog box has appeared over here. I would be putting my initial salary variable into the dependents list, which is my test variable, and area of specialization, which is my variable comprising of three different groups, into the factor. Now, because we are going for a balanced one-way ANOVA, so under post hoc, we would be choosing for 2 key. See, post hoc provides us multiple comparisons, which I'll explain you ahead in the outputs, that what is the benefit of this. So I've selected 2 key over here and click on continue. Now under the options button, select for descriptives and very important one for the test of homogeneity of variance, that is for Levene's test, and click on continue. Now in the one-way ANOVA dialog box, click on OK. In the output window of SPSS, the very first thing that we would be checking for is the test of homogeneity of variances. The data would look something like this in the table. We would be checking for the test of based on mean Levene's F test. The significance value in this case is more than the alpha value of 0.05, because the significance value over here is 0.867. Now, in case if your p value or significance value is lower than alpha value of 0.05, then we would assume that equal variance are not there, and the condition for the conduct of one-way ANOVA has not been met. But in our case, the p value or the significance value is more than the alpha value of 0.05. So equal variances would be assumed in this case. It simply means the group sample have been drawn from the population having similar variances. As the fifth condition for the conduct of ANOVA has been met now, so we would be moving to the next table, which is of ANOVA. In the ANOVA table, we would be checking for the significance value given against the row of between groups. The significance value over here is 0.003, which is less than the alpha value of 0.05. Because the p value over here is less than 0.05, so null hypothesis would be rejected in this case. For this particular example, the null hypothesis would be that the population mean is same in all the groups. That is, mean of salary for students opting for specialization 1, 2 and 3 are same, or there is no statistically significant difference across salaries. This hypothesis has been rejected and null hypothesis would be accepted in this case, which signifies that the initial salary package of the students across different specializations are different. Now we know that there is a difference across the initial salary packages of students who opt for these different specialization areas. We can move to the post hoc test table called as multiple comparisons table, under which we had selected the 2 key. So if we check this table, we would find specialization area 1 is compared with 2 and 3, specialization area 2 is compared with 1 and 3, and 3 is compared with 1 and 2. Now against the mean differences, there are certain asterisk signs put against few of the values which we have received over here. This asterisk sign simply highlights that there is a statistically significant mean difference at 0.05 level. Means the salary of students who have opted for specialization 1 differs from those students who have opted for specialization area 2. And there is also difference in the salaries of those students who have opted for specialization 1 and specialization 3. So if we check this specialization 2 comparison with specialization 1, there is a statistically significant mean difference here also. But there is no difference, statistically significant difference in between the salaries of those students who have opted for specialization area 2 and specialization area 3. And the same could be checked through this also, that is comparison between specialization area 3 with 1 and 3 with 2. After looking at this table, we have understood that the salary of students who opted for specialization area 1 differs from that of students who opted for specialization area 2 or 3. But what is the difference? Is the students who have opted for specialization area 1 getting more salary or lower salary than these two? In order to check that, we need to see the very first table in the output, which is the descriptives table. In this table, we can see that the mean value and the standard deviations are there for all the different groups. The mean value of specialization 1 is very low as compared to specialization 2 and 3, which simply signifies that the mean salary of the students opting for specialization 1 is lower as compared to what students in specialization area 2 and 3 are getting. So we would be reporting the results like this. There was a statistically significant difference between groups as determined by one-way ANOVA at degree of freedom at 2 and 42. A 2 key post hoc test revealed that the initial salary package claimed by students opting for specialization 1 is statistically significantly lower than the students opting for specialization 2 and 3. There was no statistically significant difference between the specialization 2 and specialization 3 group. I hope you would find this demonstration easy to understand. Thank you.